A wise man once said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. In the same fashion, your journey towards a life of success and prosperity is tackled one day at a time. So if you're going to take a trip, if you're going to go on a journey of 1,000 miles and you're going to drive your car, you would be insane to get into your car without the necessary fuel to drive you to the location that you're going to. So if it's insane to do that, then it definitely is insane to embark on the journey of success without the necessary fuel to propel you to your destination. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. We always got good stuff here. Today, we're going to talk about the first 2 hours. We're going to talk about the foundation. I was having a conversation with one of my business partners yesterday, and she told me that, Mario, I would love to be successful. I sat down today, I wrote down my vision and pictured how everything comes into place, and I'm very excited about it. But I am scared that I will not do the things that I promised myself to do. And I was like, wow, that's a very, very insightful realization. There's two groups of people. One is the successful and the unsuccessful. The successful people have the same anxieties, fears, inner demons like everybody else in the world. The only difference between them and unsuccessful people is they overcome their fears, they overcome those obstacles. On the other hand, unsuccessful people do have fears, obstacles, demons, gremlins, like everybody else, but they do not overcome their doubts. And therefore, they remain living a life of quiet desperation. So, what is it that successful people do differently? I believe that successful people set a foundation. And I want to share with you something, an exercise that I do every single day. I call it the first 2 hours, that sets a good foundation for me to do the activities that lead to success. Remember, the lady says she's scared that she will not do them. I told her that you need not focus too much on the doing, because you probably don't have the consciousness to do the activities that are required to propel you forward. You need to focus on the being. You need to focus on the invisible. I always say success is a 200% spiritual, 100% mental. So every single day, when I get up, the first thing that I always do, I call this the 2 hours, the first 2 hours. The first 2 hours of my waking moments, the moment I pop up in my eyes before I've left bed or anything. I got a little recorder, and in this recorder I've recorded my values, my vision, my gifts, the habits and character traits that I have to embody, I have to acquire in order to attain my goals. So the first few minutes when I'm still, drowsy, trying to get out from bed, I'm playing this in the background when I'm in an alpha state, and it starts programming my mind to recommit to my commitments. I think about my vision once again, and therefore I'm automatically setting the day to lead me towards that. So just like you will not embark on a journey of 1,000 miles without fuel, the same way you'll not embark on a journey of 1,000 miles without knowing where you're going to. And therefore, when you have a visioning exercise recorded down, where you have your values, your gifts, then you already know inside what it is that you're heading towards. You have your life purpose in here. And then as soon as I'm done doing that, I go ahead and open up my book where I have written the same things, my vision, values, goals, life purpose, and I I go through them. I go through them for repetition. Repetition. Repetition is the mother of all learning. You know, once I've done that, then I get into a space where I go and I just do like a 30-minute meditation period where I get quiet. And the reason I do this is so I can be still and know that I am God. Okay? So I connect to my true self. I connect to my higher self in a meditation period, and I create an ocean of calm, which I can take with me throughout the day. So I've done my visioning. I've done my, I've done my meditation period, and then I go straight and spend a few minutes reading some aspects of scripture. It could be the Bible, it could be the Quran. I'm not hung up on religion, or it could just be a book. I'm reading right now a book called The Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. And when I read scripture principles, what I realize happening is I get drawn closer to an understanding of my oneness with the one mind, with the universal intelligence, with God, with my Father, whatever you name it. And when I get drawn to that idea of the oneness, then I recognize the unlimited riches that my Father already has. And because I am a divine incarnation of my Father, then all those riches are my heritage. So I have to accept them. So when I learn to accept that I am one with the one mind, and therefore I can partake of the divine riches that He so willingly gives, this sets me in a state of faith, belief, and inner strength and fortitude that is so hard to explain except for those who are studying spiritual matters. Like I say, spiritual matters are only spiritually discerned. Success is 200% spiritual. And then, I'll have self-talk is key. I got a book on self-talk. It's what you say when you say to yourself. I always like talking to myself very positively. So in this book, for example, there's a phrase that says, I do only those things which are best for me. I create the best within myself. I attract the best in others, and I find the best in the world around me. I repeat this stuff all the time, all the time, all the time. I keep my mind too busy thinking good, healthy, positive, constructive, and productive thoughts to ever have time for worry. When you start programming this kind of words inside of your head, then you start eliminating the old beliefs, habits of behavior that have been so much ingrained into your mentality. So that's great. And then, of course, I spend some time, I get some lemon water and just sit down for 10, 15 minutes and, and just think about, myself, the challenges I'm facing and where I'm going to and all of that. So I call this the first 2 hours. It's the first 2 hours because you set the foundation. And look at this. A lot of people are trying to maybe get fit, and they can't get fit because they're focusing too much on the gym instead of focusing on the vision of how they look when they stand in front of the mirror. So instead of focusing too much time on the doing part of the equation, I would say focus on a daily basis at least 30 minutes. I do 2 hours on the invisible realm. On the invisible realm. Because once you get your thoughts to a very high level of frequency, then you're automatically able to do the actions that all successful people do. And if you do what successful people do, you will have what successful people have. Okay? The first 2 hours is key. Fill yourself with inspiration, motivation, and fuel.